Our farm is a very productive farm in Cherokee County, but each acre has different things that it's suited for. And some acres are exceptional at growing very high yielding, high profitable corn and high yielding and high profitable soybeans. But not every acre of our farm is that way. Precision agriculture is using the tools that we have at our disposal and the technology that we have at our disposal to identify areas of our fields and farms that can be treated and should be treated differently than other areas, and then implementing the practices that can differentiate that management from one area to another.
This farm has a place in it that in the 6 previous years, to me paying attention to it, had a crop in this low spot one time out of the 6 years. One time. So NRCS had a Farmable Wetlands program, and they came out and measured it and whatever. And if we would put it in, it would pay X. It was about the cost of renting 10 acres to somebody.
As a primarily row crop corn and soybean operation, field crop operation, to take acres that could be growing corn or could be growing soybeans out of production, especially with really favorable prices, is hard sometimes. It's a challenge to remove those acres and the corresponding bushels that go along with it. But sometimes that decision comes from an economic analysis. A year ago, we were looking at the lowest price for corn that I had seen in my short farming career, and now our prices are about 120% higher than that. But one thing that happens, all the inputs go along with that, and right now the nitrogen price to corn price ratio is at its worst level in the last 10 years. That nitrogen cost is an input cost, and so the gross returns might go up significantly, but the input cost goes up significantly as well. For a farm to stick around and keep farming again next year, you have to have cash flow and you have to have net revenue. Gross revenue doesn't cut it. Sometimes those acres are well suited to producing something else that we can enjoy and gain value from, like a place to relax, a place to hunt, fish, spend time outdoors.
But when it blooms like it bloomed last year, it was waves of purple coneflowers, waves of them. I never seen anything like it on my own property. Those are the days that I remember even more than how much did I get per bushel, or how many bushels did I get?
We don't know what to take care of until we know what we have. Working with other farmers has really helped us to recognize some of the really special things that we have on our farm. And until other farmers were on this space and pointed out some of the things that we had here, you kind of take it for granted, and you have that perspective of someone with a different approach and a different thought process and different experiences. I remember when I was younger, junior high, high school, I was looking at this bird in the pasture, and it looked like a skunk. I mean, it had the white streaks going down its back and this kind of whitish yellow cap on its head, and I didn't know what it was. And find out it's a bobolink, and it flies down to Argentina during our winter and then flies back, and for some reason they keep coming back to our pasture. What are we doing that's so special that brings them back here? I knew those species were different, but I didn't know how special some of them were.
Oh my, the wildlife part of it is so much fun. First of all, it was the birds. It was the birds that came back. And indigo buntings and Baltimore orioles that had not been seen at all.
As we learn more about the species that occupy our farm, it gives us a greater chance to do more on the landscape to improve that habitat.
My work years were in Des Moines, and I always wanted to go on vacation. And vacation was this, green. Since I have moved here, I have never felt I needed to go on vacation.
As a farmer, sometimes a vacation's hard to come by, but it's really important to take that time and have your mind slow down a little bit. whether it's purposeful meditation or just a little quiet time. There's few places better than right here in this restored Bur Oak savanna to come out and sit, relax, and just collect your thoughts, catch your breath, drop your blood pressure a few points before going back to work.
What I learned was that my connections with the nature part of it were what I grew up with, but I had never thought of it in that way. And that there were so many other people connected with that. Within 3 days, water off of my farm can be in Des Moines. 3 days. If my water coming off my farm is full of sediment, is full of chemicals, that becomes Des Moines' water to drink, where I live 30 years, where I have friends, I have kids, whatever. What I do makes a heck of a difference to those people downstream.
Psychologically, it looks different. You know, we're removing acres from a field of corn, a field of soybeans, and that doesn't mean those acres don't have value. The value is just different.